So we've got a fair bit of transfer activity to catch up with today ahead of the new season, and we're going to have the first match of the campaign against Tamworth. Also, just a bit of a heads up, obviously I'm recording this while I'm editing the video. Overall, I recorded probably 6 hours of footage of me just looking for players, putting in offers for players, deals not going through. But I've cut it down as much as is humanly possible, but I might have to pop back up a few times throughout the video just to sort of guide along what's happening because, yeah, there is a lot of wasted time gone into this off-season. But yeah, I think overall we've got a decent team now, but let's go take a look. So we're starting this episode off with the board expectations for next season. It looks like the board want relatively achievable cup targets, but they do want us to get a top half finish in the Southern League Premier Central next season. Okay, according to the season preview, they were actually expected to be 6th, which is a little bit crazy. That's a lot higher than I expected, but yeah, okay. I better get signing some players then. So we've had our first bit of transfer disappointment of the window already. Omar Mauricio here. I was looking to get in as a right back, centre back, one of the two. Covered both positions. He was very good and would have had a lot to the squad. And he's actually gone to Macclesfield, which isn't the offer I thought he'd accept. There was quite a few Vanarama teams coming in for him. I mean, as soon as they came in, I pretty much resigned myself to not getting him. But a little bit frustrating. We have, however, got a couple of transfers accepted. So we'll start off with Jake Brown. Hey, it's me. Yeah, I told you I'd be back again. Looking at the footage when I first edited this, Jesus Christ, there must have been 40 minutes of clips just talking about Jake Brown. I apparently just cannot shut up. So yeah, Jake Brown is a player that I never actually ended up signing, so we're just going to skip ahead to the next clip. So I don't think I'm going to sign Jake Brown. I have recorded multiple clips talking about how I think he'd be a decent addition to the team, but £190 a week, and I'm just not convinced it is really worth it. As I cut previous clips, just go over slightly. He's basically the exact same as S, but he plays on the other wing. Coming in as our highest paid player, I'm not sure I'm willing to do that. I mean, S has been one of our main men for the last couple of seasons. 25 games, 27 games. He's been playing quite a lot, but like I went into the transfer window looking for a player better than him, and if the best I can get is someone equal to him, I'm not convinced I want to do it, especially when looking at my wage budget. I mean, I've still got £800 in the wage budget, but do I want to spend a quarter of that on Jake Brown when I still want to get probably at least one more winger in, even with him joining? So I've been looking at other options, and I swear I have searched through hundreds of attacking midfielders, left and right, just going down all the options. Anyone who is not terrible is wanting, £500 to £1,000 a week, at least. I have been scrolling through this list for literally about 6 hours. For instance, someone like Marley Francois here. I saw him, absolutely fell in love with him. Thought, yep, try and sign. Oh, okay, previous breakdown talks. Never mind, I can't show that off. But, you agree they'll be a star player. You get to the contract screen and they're demanding generally a non-contract with a £900 appearance fee or something like, or at least I've had as high as £2,500 appearance fee, which is just ridiculous. We've also had Johan Yuan here, agreed to join us. Again, centre-back, right-back, one of the two. I'm not sure where he'll be spending most of his time. Decent heading, marking, tackling, strength, positioning. He's got good mentals, 6 foot. I think he could definitely do a job. Didn't need a work permit because he is also English and was recently released by Crystal Palace. So I figured he was going to be a good option for us. And we've got Emmanuel Johnson, who hasn't accepted yet. I think he might have a couple of other offers. Yeah, Stourbridge have gone in for him, who are same tier as us, same division as us, actually. I can't wait for him to go there and then that come back to bite us. He's basically sort of the same as Johan, a little bit weaker in most of the areas, but a centre-back and a left-back. And obviously those are still positions that we're struggling with a little bit. And I suppose one transfer that is guaranteed, Peter Ladassi, the centre-back that I accidentally signed 2 years ago, is finally joining the club. He's been on trial with us in the under-21s or under-18s for since then, pretty much. He's not brilliant. He's got very good mentals, and I'm more than happy to either loan him out or pop him in our under-18s or something. We'll see how he gets on. He's only joining on about £20 a week. And one thing that I do remember from when I signed him is that I said, by the time he actually joins the club, we're not going to get anyone for anywhere near £20 a week. And Jesus Christ, has that prediction come true. And holy crap, Johan has just joined us. And I mean, I thought he was a decent rotation option for us at the back. Potentially League One standard. That is absolutely nuts, and I was not expecting him to be that good. Every time you sign a young player, you've got a chance of getting a decent bit of potential off them. But this is someone who actually might end up being worth a bit of money, I suppose. So I've been thinking quite a lot about our winger issue, and as I can't really find anyone to buy, I've been looking at loan options, and I think I've found two players that would suit us very nicely. They haven't been confirmed to join yet, but we are currently the only team interested after a couple of days, and the clubs have obviously agreed in principle. We've got John Liddell. He's not quite as quick off the mark as I'd probably like him to be. Only 11 acceleration, 13 pace, but 9 crossing, 9 dribbling, 14 first touch, 11 passing, 13 technique. Bit of flair to him. He's very good across the board. And if I compare him to someone like S, a little worse in the air because he is very short. But apart from that, comfortably beats him in pretty much all departments. It's just a shame that he is only 5'3". We've got another Kemar Moncrief coming into the squad, it looks like. And Leon Burke is definitely, I would say, a little bit better. He's got very good physicals. I mean, 5'11" with 13 acceleration, 12 pace, and 12 strength. He is just an absolute monster down the right wing. 13 crossing, 11 dribbling, and only 8 first touch. It's a bit of a letdown, but I think that won't be too much of an impact if you look at where he would be compared to the squad. And I mean, if I compare him to someone like S, I suppose, yeah, he is just better. He's got slightly worse shooting, I think, maybe. Yeah, finishing is better on S. Heading, long shots, but those things, long throws and penalty taking, not really that important. S has got slightly better mentals in some departments, but I would probably choose Leon Burks over him anyway. And physicals are just entirely one-sided. So this definitely seems like a pretty sizable upgrade, I would say. And it looks like one signing that will definitely be joining the club is Zach Mitchell, another centre-back for us, which I know we are sort of going a little over the top on. He's going to be quite expensive with £160 a week wages with a £100 appearance fee. I did sort of bump up the goal and assist bonus as well a little bit just to get him to sign. The alternative was, I think I managed to get him down from about 210 a week. And I feel like he's probably not going to get goal or assist every other week, so that's probably a good idea. I don't know, but he's on a 2-year contract, and if we look at him, he is just very good. 12 heading, 12 marking, 12 tackling, decent jumping reach, decent strength, 6 foot. He's just, I am very happy to have him on the team. His positioning could be a little bit better, but that is pretty much my only complaint. If I compare him to Button Forshaw, tends to be our standard that we go by, and just look at that. He is comfortably better than Button Forshaw in pretty much all departments. Who else have we got? Ollie Gofford, I suppose we also play centre-back quite a bit. I would still pick Zach Mitchell ahead of him pretty much any day of the week. If we go maybe Jack Lane, yep, Zach Mitchell beats him comfortably. And just to round things out, maybe Pigott as well, yep. So Zach Mitchell, I think this is a very good investment for us, and I'm going to accept that deal. And yeah, if I ever needed confirmation, he's a B signing. We'll just put him on individual training just to make sure he improves okay. But if I look at his report, he's a Vanarama National League North-South player and has potential to go higher. So he is playing a league lower than he probably should be, according to our coaches and scouts. I'm absolutely thrilled with that deal. And there's our first winger joining the club. Leon Burke has agreed to join us on loan. And there's our second winger joining. John Liddell has also agreed, so that's fantastic news. It looks like we have got our wingers pretty much set for this season. I think we're going to be mixing it up a little bit around these players this season. I mean, Burke is probably going to be our standout right winger. Liddell might swap with, we've got Bates, we've got Waldo, we've got Rule, who can play on both sides. So we've got plenty of depth. One of them might end up going. And I'm sort of, if one of them has to go, I'm sort of leaning towards Denai Rule. But he is... Look, I do still like him. He has played a lot for us, and he's done a very good job. I'm not really sure who's going to get cut, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. And it's a little bit mad that when you see the squad lined up like this, from star rating alone, our weakest point is Button Forshaw, who has been probably one of my star men for the last few seasons, I felt like. Or it's felt like that, at least. I don't know if he actually has been. He's always come up clutch for us in highlights, at the very least, it felt like. But I'm sort of wondering, do we try and get another centre-back in? And then we've sort of got Button Forshaw as cover for all the way along the back. Tunadre could cover sort of anywhere apart from left-back. But we have got Jack Bates, who can step in at left-back. He's not great at it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, like none of his stats really work that well, but as an emergency cover, it sort of works still. But I am thinking, how do we pad out this bench a little more? I've only got Kevin Dawson as a defensive midfield cover, so maybe get someone who can play defensive mid as well as centre-back. And then we've got like a few of them that can switch around. Gofford obviously can play centre-back, and I could just move him back to replace Button Forshaw and get a new defensive midfielder, but I'm just not sure what the best option is. I'm going to have to see what's available. I haven't really looked at defensive mids yet because I've always just been... I've got it in my head that my midfield is sort of a solved thing at this point, but we didn't play with a defensive midfielder for most of last season, so maybe that's why I've got that idea in my head. I suppose Dylan Helliwell could maybe cover him instead. And then we've got Ratchford at left centre midfield in the advanced playmaker role. That could work, but then Dylan Helliwell, he is decent at defensive midfield, but it's definitely not where he excels, and I feel like having these three rotating through just the centre midfielder positions and then getting a new defensive midfielder in so Gofford doesn't have to do sort of two roles at once would be a good idea. And yeah, scrolling through all this list, I've had a look at quite a few players, and I mean, if I just go through some of them, none of them look particularly good. There's not really many people standing out, but there has been... Okay, I'm probably flicking through those a bit too quick, but I did find a couple that looked half decent. I did add them to my shortlist. Ryan Churchill, and they've both got bids on them from clubs bigger than us, so I'm not sure we're going to have any chance. Ryan Churchill here, I mean, it says he's a winger, but he's more than good enough to play centre back, to play defensive midfielder. I feel like a really good work rate, teamwork, decent passing, long shots, not really that important, but I think he could definitely do a job. And Zach Booth looks incredible, but the problem I've got is Zach Booth would need a work permit. I don't think he's going to get one. I haven't actually looked to sign them, but they're the only two players that sort of stood out. So let's have a look at them together, I suppose. I don't want to play him as a deep line playmaker. I will promise that by the end of next season we'll gain promotion, and that this season we want to get the playoffs at least. Looking at the season preview, that shouldn't be too hard to do. But I've been promising this to quite a few players, and okay, he's very happy to listen to. Okay. I mean, probably wouldn't qualify for a work permit anyway, but yeah, this has been how a lot of this has gone. And then, if I put together a quick contract just to, see what I can get him down to. Oh, there we go. If I lock part-time in, £180 a week, £100 appearance fee, we'll give him some other bonuses. I always bump up the international cap bonus. If you can get in a national team, fair play to you. But I doubt anyone at this level can. Relegation release clause. A promotion wage rise, maybe 10%. But I mean, I don't know why I'm questioning, because I'm going to click suggest terms and he's going to reject it straight away. I've been backed into a corner by your conditions because we want him on an actual contract rather than a non-contract. So you, Zach Booth, will be off my list. How about Ryan Churchill? Okay, he also wants a star player. He wants us to strengthen the attackers. I don't think we need that, so we're going to let that go. I'm going to also give the same promises of what we aim for. Star player, he hasn't... I don't think he's got any standout stats. Oh, free kick taking 12. It's not bad, actually. I somehow completely glossed over that. Penalty taking is trash. I don't really... Do I want to give him free kick duties? What are other free kick takers looking like? He would definitely be the free kick man in the team looking at him. So I don't feel like that's a bad thing to promise. Assigned as the free kick taker. Oh, his preferred position and role is actually centre mid, ball winning midfielder. I mean, I want him as defensive mid, ball winning midfielder. Otherwise, I would definitely promise him that. Star player. Why do I put so much effort into the pre-contract stuff? I'm just going to walk away. Heartbreaking. And it looks like Churchill's going straight off to Dartford anyway the next day. £300 a week. I mean, he wanted like more than three. He wanted almost 4 times that from me. Ugh. So I think, as said, we're going to make Kevin Dawson the captain this season. This is very much why I brought him in. He's not a bad backup player, but he is mostly here because he's a great leader, good teamwork, and I feel like we could definitely use that in the back room at the moment, especially with a lot of the problems going on. As far as vice captain, I want it to be someone who's probably going to be on the pitch quite a lot, so I'm going to go with Gofford. We don't really have a brilliant second option. Yeah, we're just going to go with Gofford. He's going to be on the pitch pretty much any time he's available, so I feel like he is the best option we've got. And enough transfer activity. I've spent far too many hours desperately scouring the scouting tab for players. Let's just get into today's game. We are taking on Tamworth. Funnily enough, Tamworth were actually the first team I ever really did proper lower league management saves with. Yeah, it probably would have been around somewhere 2009 to sort of 2013-ish, maybe. Yeah. Before they fell off a cliff, apparently. As soon as I started playing as Salil Moores, I sort of completely forgot. about Tamworth. Bit of a dig there, I suppose. But yeah, their star player is Mamadou Jallo, who is for a winger. He looks decent. I mean, if I compare him to maybe a new signing, is it Liddell we're playing over there? Yes. They're pretty similar. I mean, Liddell probably edges it on just about everything. Aerial and defensive. Actually, Jallo's slightly faster. But they've just been relegated down from the Vanarama National North, I would imagine. Actually, they're in the Southern League. Where were they last season? I need to know this now. Vanarama National North, get in. So they are obviously going to be quite tough opponents, but the fans are expecting a draw. And looking at the competition review, the season preview, after we've made a few signings, we are expected to come second. Jack Morehouse is actually in the Media Dream 11. Apart from that, we haven't actually got anyone else. But looking at the key players list, Zach Mitchell is there. And that's about it. So I suppose Zach Mitchell's would technically be on the bench for the Media Dream team, which is pretty good news from my perspective. I definitely would like to have a few more players than that in there. And I think this is how we're going to be lining up. I've decided, just because we haven't found sort of a starman defensive midfielder or defender to cover, I'm going to move Gofford back into defence. Gofford and Mitchell could be our centre-back pairing, and move Helliwell up for a midfield three with Liddell and Burke on the wings, Yeboah up front. We have got Maguire and Pigott as the fullbacks, and Jackson in goal. I don't want you as sweeper keeper. I think I just want you as defence, to be honest. Apart from that, I think we are pretty set. I don't like the fact that Kevin Dawson is my only centre midfield option I've got. Although if I put Odin Button Forshaw on the bench, then Gofford could quite easily move up to any midfielder position. But who do I lose? I would like to give Johan Tornadre. I am not going to get that name right before the season finishes, quite frankly. I would like to give him an appearance, just to give him a run out at some point in either this game or the next few games to see what he's like. So I'm gonna sacrifice Jack Bates, which might be a bit controversial. We've got Dono Rule to cover both wings, Button Forshaw and Tornadre in defence. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. I'm a little bit nervous, but let's go for it. So, okay then. Dressing room, go out there and impress me. Just no response from anyone. Tamworth are lining up in a classic 4-4-2. We are in our... Actually, I don't think I've done this on a video before. I suppose, is this a 4-3-3 or is this a 4-5-1? I'm not sure. But yeah, let's just get started. 561 people here. This is more than shown up for the FA Vars final by a considerable amount. Almost double, actually. But Maguire to Liddell. The long ball comes in. Burt gets on the end of it and he hits the bar in the 10th minute of his debut. That would have been the dream start to the career. Prince Henry has scored for Kettering Town. I did actually look at signing him. Why am I on this screen? I should not be on this screen. Overview. Let's actually focus on this match. That's what I get for not playing my friendlies. Burke with the cross in. Doesn't go anywhere. Colley? I think Colley gets the ball. Gofford gets the Hellwell. Ratchford. Maguire. Mitchell just comfortably playing along the back. A long ball over. Doesn't find Yeboah. And now Edwards is potentially away. Jallo run down the wing. He is fast, remember that. Long ball in, but that's going to be comfortably collected by Jackson. Long ball over, but it's comfortably picked up by the defender. Yeboah was trying to make a run in behind, it looked like. Managed to get the ball back though. Ratchford gets more Morehouse now. And run forward. Puts Yeboah through. Oh, was that offside? No, it's a corner. It was actually a good chance. He looked like he was offside when he made the run. But now we've got Morehouse taking a corner. Puts the ball in. Absolutely nobody there. Helliwell gets it back to Morehouse though. For another chance. No, everyone has vacated that middle area completely. Definitely feel like we've started the better side here. We just could really do with getting a goal before half time. And maybe this Maguire throw-in will lead to something. Don't lose the ball here. That guy looks massive compared to Ratchford. Helliwell chips the ball over. Yeboah gets to the end of it and the header's not going to work, but Liddell hits the post as well. Burke finished it off. Our two wingers combining for one of the strangest goals. What the hell happened here? Helliwell gets the ball over. Yeboah gets a header. Defender gets a touch on it. Liddell's got an open net, but managed to hit the inside. Oh, no, it was a save apparently. It definitely didn't touch the goalkeeper's hand on the 3D interpretation of it. But either way, Burke was there to finish it off. And we've somehow made it to half-time 1-0 up. I mean, we have been all over them, but it does make me worry about, what's going to come of them when they actually do get a proper chance. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of better. Once again, no response whatsoever. Bunny with a long ball over. Piggott does collect it, though. Now we've got long ball from Jackson. I might need to mix my passing up a bit, because none of these long balls are going anywhere useful. We might finally be at a level where we might have to play proper football. Defenders are in the middle. Collie picks it up, though. And a good block there from Mitchell. Yeah, I thought it was. He's new to the match engine for me. I thought they were waiting for a ghost to take a throw in then. Here with the throw in. Jallow with the ball in. And they do get a chance. And they take it. Will Dawes with a header. So annoying. Jallow gets a cross in. The man we were worried about. Dawes just about beats Ratchford to the header. So we're an hour in now. Do we need to make any changes? Let's have a look at that. Liddell apparently hasn't been playing too well. We've sort of got Liddell and Maguire have not been fantastic. I might take Liddell off and actually just bring Button Forshaw on. He has played left back for us quite a bit. But then Liddell would have to come on for Rule. It's a bit annoying that I took Jack Bates off the bench, actually, because he definitely could have done this job. Do I go a bit more risky? I'm going to move Ratchford back to a deep line playmaker on support. Have Morehouse as more of an attacking playmaker, I think. I don't generally like to do double playmaker. I know that was always a thing you had to avoid if Football Manager, but I think that's not the case anymore. I haven't really messed with it in the last couple of years because it's always just been the rule. But hey, rules are made to be broken, and that's what we're doing here, I suppose. Had a long time with no highlights. Let's try quick demand more. No one is happy. Well, all the players that are performing well haven't been happy. But anyway, we've got Burke with a free kick. Is he going to try and curl this in? Long delay. It hits the bar and it just goes over. Whenever that camera angle changes, I always expect a curling effort into a corner. Morehouse with a cross. Burke gets on the end of it and he hits the inside of the bar and it bounces straight into the keeper's hands. Oh, that was the moment right there, and now they're on the counter. Hoodlin's in. Okay. That is a good say. Is that Kyle Hoodlin? That is Kyle Hoodlin, another player that I nearly signed. Kyle Hoodlin, if anyone doesn't know, plays for Solihull Moors. Well, he played for Solihull Moors in real life. Huddersfield Town just bought him this season. But he's 6'9". The man is an absolute monster. And I did look at him, but with Lusaqueno, Moncrief and Yeboah all being decent strikers. And I just got rid of Devontae Morton. I figured it wasn't worth buying a Devontae Morton-esque player, even if he was, better in pretty much all departments. But absolute winger's dream, that man. 6'9". Gofford with a free kick. A long wait. A big ball up over there. Yeboah nearly gets on the end of it, but Liddell's going to... No, he's not. Liddell is actually tiny, isn't he? I know he's only 5'3". But he gets the cross in. Yeboah gets on the end of it and he smashes it home. I don't know. It's offside. That one I had no indication it was going to be offside. Oh, that's such a good ball as well. Straight into Yeboah's feet. The keeper just dives straight past the ball. Oh no. I mean, a draw is what our fans expected, but it does hurt a little bit. We might be looking to escape with that. No, okay. Piggott makes the interception. We've still got 2 minutes of the game left. Could we be in for a bit of late drama here? The defensive mid decides to take that ball for some reason. Long ball over. Gofford managed to get it out to Piggott, who loses the ball to Jallow. No, Hoodlin, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Rayan Colley. At least I've got confirmation that he has got an I on the end of his name, but that's not too much comfort right now. Oh no, Piggott. I mean, it wasn't a great pass to him, but I feel like he could have done better. The fact that Hoodlin passed there is absolutely insane. The man has got no confidence in his shooting abilities whatsoever. Let's go attacking. You're going to go into Shadow Striker. You're going to go advanced playmaker. Let's move things a lot more direct, a lot faster, no time wasting. Let's just see if we can get anything. Oh, we're not going to be able to. Oh no. I was so comfortable. They scored 2 goals and still barely even matched our XG we had when we scored 1. At the point we scored 1, I mean. But still, look at that. I mean, they definitely came back into it in a big way in the second half, but that's pretty much just the goals. Oh, that's so depressing. It was going so well at half time. Would have been a nice win, but it wasn't to be. I mean, inside I'm fuming, but I know I've got to manage the team's happiness, but that's annoying. I mean, if we think about it, last season there were 2 divisions between the 2 teams. Now, fair enough, we won our league and they did awful in theirs. But it's never nice to start the season off with a loss, is it? So yes, with that, it looks like we're ending this episode in 14th place. Oof, that is not something I've become accustomed to seeing. I suppose for the next episode, we're going to do what we said before and skip forward quite a bit. We've got a few qualifying rounds for like the Emirates FA Cup and the FA Trophy and stuff, but I'm probably looking at coming back somewhere around here, I'm going to say. Who have we got that's any good? We have got Kettering next, annoyingly, who are supposedly the best team in the division. I'm going to see how the season pans out. We might come back for a decent cup game, or if not, we will be somewhere around October, November, I'm going to say. We'll just see how things are going in the league, I suppose. If we get drawn up against someone big, then we'll be back for that. But yeah, either way, sorry this didn't start off better. This has been I'm quite happy with how the team looks, but this has been quite a disappointing transfer window and first game of the season combo. But with that, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, maybe leave a like or a comment down below. It really does help out a great deal, and it means a hell of a lot to me as well. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.